Imagine standing inside a skyscraper and realizing the walls aren't actually holding it up. That shimmering glass skin you see? It's not structure. It's armor, shield, and statement all at once. But here's what nobody tells you. Each panel is engineered to survive hurricane winds, seismic shocks, and scorching sun, all while weighing less than a small car. And today, you're going inside the hidden world where these curtain walls are born, and what happens next will completely change how you see every skyline. Most people look at a glass building and think, simple, just panels and frames. But think about this. Each square meter curtain wall must resist up to 3,000 pascals of wind pressure, handle temperature swings from minus 40 degrees Celsius to 80 degrees Celsius, and still stay perfectly sealed. You're not just looking at glass. You're looking at a precision-engineered system built layer by layer. And the journey from raw earth to finished facade is far more intense than you'd ever expect. So where does it all begin? Not in a factory, but deep underground, where silica sand, bauxite, and limestone are extracted from massive open-pit mines. The sand used for architectural glass must reach purity levels above 99.5% silicon dioxide. That means tons of raw earth get processed just to produce a single batch. And here's the surprising part. Some of this sand travels over 2,000 kilometers before it even reaches a furnace. At the same time, aluminum, the backbone of curtain wall frames, begins its journey in bauxite mines across countries like Australia, Guinea, and Brazil. The ore is refined into alumina, then smelted at over 960 degrees Celsius, using an enormous amount of electricity. Producing just 1 ton of aluminum can consume up to 14 megawatt hours of energy. But without it, those sleek frames you see simply wouldn't exist. Now imagine these raw materials converging, shipped by cargo vessels, trains, and trucks into specialized manufacturing hubs. Every shipment is tracked, tested, and graded. Even a 0.1% impurity can weaken the final glass or frame. And this is where it gets truly extraordinary. Before anything is built, everything is tested. Because once these panels go up 300 meters into the air, there's no second chance. Inside the factory, the transformation begins with heat, extreme, blinding, almost unimaginable heat. Silica sand, soda ash, and limestone are fed into a furnace burning at 1,700 degrees Celsius, or over 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. The materials melt into a glowing liquid that looks like molten honey. You can feel the heat from meters away. And the sound? A constant roaring, like a jet engine that never stops. That molten glass flows onto a bath of molten tin, a process called float glass manufacturing. Here, gravity and surface tension create perfectly flat sheets with microscopic precision. The glass spreads out to thicknesses as precise as 4 to 12 millimeters. And what happens next surprised even experienced engineers. The glass begins to cool slowly, controlled within fractions of a degree, to prevent internal stress fractures. Once cooled, the glass enters a tempering phase. It's reheated to around 620 degrees Celsius, then blasted with cold air at high pressure, up to 10 bar. In just seconds, this rapid cooling locks the outer surface into compression, making the glass up to 5 times stronger than standard glass. Hit it hard enough, and it won't shatter into sharp shards. It explodes into tiny, safer fragments. Meanwhile, aluminum profiles are being shaped through extrusion. Heated billets at around 500 degrees Celsius are forced through steel dies under pressures exceeding 15,000 tons. The metal emerges like toothpaste, but perfectly formed into complex shapes that will hold the glass. The smell of hot metal fills the air, and the rhythmic pounding of machinery echoes across the plant. Then comes coating, the invisible layer that changes everything. Using vacuum chambers, metal oxides are deposited onto the glass surface in layers just nanometers thick. These coatings reflect heat, block UV rays, and control light transmission. Some panels reflect up to 80% of solar radiation. But here's the twist. Each coating recipe is a closely guarded secret. Next, glass and aluminum finally meet. Automated assembly lines align panels with frames, using robotic arms accurate to within 0.2 millimeters. Structural silicone is applied with precision, bonding glass to metal while allowing flexibility under stress. The smell of curing sealant fills the air, and this bond, It must survive decades of expansion, contraction, and vibration. Now comes testing, and this is where things get brutal. Panels are blasted with simulated hurricane winds exceeding 200 kilometers per hour. Water jets simulate torrential rain at pressures of 720 pascals. Some panels are even shaken to mimic earthquakes. If a single drop leaks through, it fails. And the failure rate? Around 3%, meaning thousands of panels never make it past this stage. Advanced technology takes over from here. AI-powered cameras scan every surface for micro defects as small as 50 microns. Laser sensors measure alignment down to 0.1 millimeters. Robotic systems log every detail into digital twins, virtual replicas of each panel. But here's the surprise. Even with all this tech, a human inspector still makes a final call. A trained technician runs their hand along the glass edge, feeling for imperfections no machine can detect. They check reflections, clarity, and finish. It's a moment where human intuition beats automation, because when these panels rise into the skyline, there's zero room for error. And what happens next is the final step before they meet the world. Globally, the curtain wall industry produces over 120 million square meters of facade every year. That's enough to cover entire cities in glass. The market value exceeds $45 billion annually, with China leading at nearly 40% production, followed by the United States, Germany, UAE, and South Korea. And behind it all, millions of workers, engineers, and designers shaping the skylines we live in. But here's something most people never think about. Curtain walls didn't exist 100 years ago. The first modern system appeared in the early 1900s, but it wasn't until the 1950s that skyscrapers began using them widely. In just 70 years, we went from stone walls to fully transparent towers. And the speed of that evolution? It's almost unbelievable. Did you know some curtain walls can reduce building energy consumption by up to 30%? Or that certain panels can self-clean using photocatalytic coatings activated by sunlight? And here's the wildest one. Some advanced facades can even generate electricity using embedded solar cells. The wall is no longer just a barrier. It's becoming a machine. Looking ahead, experts predict the market will surpass $75 billion within the next decade. Smart glass, adaptive shading, and AI-controlled facades will redefine architecture. Buildings will respond to sunlight, temperature, and even occupancy in real time. And the question is no longer, how tall can we build? It's, how intelligent can our walls become? So the next time you walk past a glass tower, don't just see reflections. See the minds, the furnaces, the machines, the people, and the precision behind every panel. Because what looks effortless from the outside is one of the most complex manufacturing journeys on Earth. The next time you hold one of these in your hands, remember, it didn't just appear. It was born from the earth, shaped by fire, perfected by technology, and approved by the strictest standards in the world. That's not just a product. That's a masterpiece of human engineering. If you want to go deeper into the hidden world of manufacturing, tell us in the comments what product you'd like to explore next. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you inside the next factory.